Hey guys, Q here, and this is Field of Honor Masters League Round 7 TWR versus VNK. I think this is the same VNK as we did last time. I was really disappointed with this. I was trying a new way of recording my gameplay, trying to get that Ultra HD quality, and unfortunately, some 30 minutes in, it just stopped recording, but it didn't tell me. Like, at the end of the match, I hit stop recording and it said, file saved. So I don't know what happened. I've only got half the match, but you can basically see what happened, and it got pretty exciting, honestly. We lost, but we did nothing wrong. They really just had the better numbers and stats at the end of the day. So what you're going to see here is plus I think we did have less people at first, and we almost took it back, but we just didn't have enough. Too little too late. So I go into teleport next to the blessing tower, as I normally do, because I'm a castle level 28 with only T9 troops, and I'm hesitating. Like, I'm going slower than I should, right? I send that first dispatch in, and boom, we got an L2 already attacking me. So I'm like, shit, let's get 2 dispatches in. Alright, and then what I should have done here is sped that third dispatch instead of doing the other 3 just now. And then I'm hesitating. I'm like, wait, what? Oh crap, I forgot to activate my VIP. And see, I should have just sped the other 2 that I had. And I'm like, fuck. Alright. So I'm looking at the stats, and yeah, he's in L2. So I'm like, recall these troops. I don't need the deaths. He's already sent multiple dispatches in. I can't take it with him filling it up like that. So I'm just looking around. He's filling it up with all of his troops. So I'm like, shit. All right, hey guys, they took my blessing tower. We didn't have, Inna was working, but we did have another member running her account, so we were able to actually do a lot better this round. Even though we lost, it was a very good round and pretty fun. So I'm looking, and I'm seeing some unclaimed buildings, and some, I'm looking at what's on the crystals and seeing, I'm like, I'm going to take this turret. That's what I'm going to do. Because it's an unclaimed turret. Turrets are definitely useful. And if I can fill it up, maybe I can defend it against the enemy. Like, first, let's get some troops in there. Again, what it comes down to is that they really just had the better numbers. Didn't seem like they had much of a strategy other than filling up. They filled up the important buildings and did their best to hold them, and that's what happened. Now, we got really good practice with multiple rallies. Setting multiple rallies in a time frame that makes them hit before they can reinforce in between. You can see there, I healed my troops. Now, you can't heal troops until the dispatch is back, which is a pain. So if your dispatch takes a hit, and you can see I've got about 1 million troops in that turret, so I'm going to take the other 2 unclaimed buildings. And sure enough, they, now that they've hit the main buildings they want to, they're going after the turret. So I'm like, let me fill this up. They're not going to be able to solo me if I fill it up. And just let's get those in there, shall we? And you got they sped toward the pioneer camp, and I went to speed and then fucked it up. So I'm like, shit, okay, this one doesn't have this. I'm gonna speed, just claim the unclaimed building. We get a 15-point occupancy bonus, and I think I'm gonna watch this attack just to make sure. Yeah, let's check those stats. Killed 170,000, only lost 27. So he underestimated me and my stats. I think we had similar stats if I recall, but I'm not gonna waste an attack on that portal, on that pioneer camp portal. Instead, I'm going to help reinforce the turret because it looks like he's going to keep trying to solo me to try and take this turret. Oh, and he's scouting my castle. No, he's attacking my castle. So I'm like, you know what? Let's send all my troops to the turret. At least they'll be useful there. There's no use if he's killing my troops inside my castle. So you can see Yummy One calling out there that we did not get the palace. Looks like they beat us to it. But Mars does have the crystal currently. So that's definitely a good thing. So I'm checking that. He's sending more troops to that Pioneer camp. They're going to get the Occupy on it. But at this point, I'm holding the turret. So I'm going to try and use my free dispatches to send out some scouts. See, you see we got one Pioneer portal. We got 2 open portals. They still give points. Those are still an occupancy bonus. But I don't have the troops to claim them. So I'm scouting around and seeing what we can do about the current situation. And I'm sharing those scout reports. So you see Mid calling out a double tap for the palace. He's saying, you know, let's try and take that palace. Let's have Inna. There we go. We got Mr. Enemy claiming that vacant building. That's good. And they're setting a rally for the palace. And they're still attacking my my turret, but I've got a good amount there. So I can't tell. Did they hit the crystal? I can't recall. But he's continuing to scout that turret, so I'm just watching it, making sure that that they're not going to take the turret, or if I get in trouble, I can pull. And there we go. We got 3 rallies for Hall of Honor, and they're all timed within a few seconds of each other. So hopefully, barring the distance, we can take it with 3 straight rallies, 3 back-to-back rallies before they have a chance to reinforce, and hopefully we can take it. So just checking the time. All right, let's go check on those rally hits. Now this is a mistake happened, and we don't know who. We can't tell who. But if you take a look, now I'm making sure. I've always wondered if I'm not in the rally, can I speed the rally? So I'm checking here, and no, I can't. But you see that someone sped the second rally. They were supposed to hit back to back to back, but someone sped it, and it's like, God, like who, you know? And what it did is it made it so the enemy could reinforce the Hall of Honor again before they were all timed well. You can see they're speeding in reinforcements. Now I still think we could have done it if Mid had sped this dispatch, because they didn't get the reinforcements in until after the second rally. But realistically, they were timed so that we didn't have to speed any. And someone sped it and created too much of a window for them to reinforce, and they took advantage, which means they were paying attention. Honestly, you know, this is a good alliance to battle against, because, you know, I wouldn't definitely say I wouldn't say they're number 1 in the world, but they're doing good. And you can see we're talking about who's speeding. It was Inna's second, actually. Inna's second rally. Yep. And I think Mr. Enemy was running in his account. So we failed those 3 rallies, but it was good practice. We had them 3. The enemy is rallying the Crystal of Honor, so I think I'm going to check that. First I'm checking my turret. They have a rally on Mars's Crystal. We really got to hold those crystals, because I think we're a little bit behind here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to recall my troops from here and, you know, hope they don't notice. So that's why I sped them back. I'm going to recall my troops. If they end up taking my turret, I have lots of heals. Now see, they're just continuing to solo. I'm full up. Let's see how this goes. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That was a rally. Yeah, you can see. Whoa. They took out 560,000 of my troops. I only killed 220. So they had the better stats, and they rallied on it. So I'm like, you know what? All right. You took it. Good on you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking for buildings that I can actually do some progress on. So I'm like, I'm going to try. We really need these blessing towers. So I'm going to port over here, and I'm going to heal up. And I have lots of heal speeds and lots of general speeds. I've been meaning to do the math. I wouldn't doubt that I have over 100 days worth of speeds right now. Which, considering I'm lacking the resources, what am I going to do with these speeds other than heal during Field of Honor? So I'm just hitting this guy. Just hitting. And honestly, this was a mistake of mine. I should have... I was looking at the stats. I was only killing 13,000, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe the more I hit, the more I'll succeed per attack. But I was looking at him like, shit, I'm not making much progress. Let's check rallies again. And we got rallies going for the crystals, but I'm not checking it out yet just because of the time. But I'm seeing that I'm not making good progress on this blessing tower. So I'm like, alright, there's got to be a way I can be useful. I only got T9 troops, but yeah, see, I've only 104, yeah, they're still in the 1.3 millions. Like, I'm just going to waste everything if I keep doing this. So I'm like, what about this one? Well, let's see. We got Visceral. Was that Visceral on there? Let's port over here. Let's scout it. I probably should have just scouted from where I was instead of wasting the port. But I'm moving around. I'm trying to be useful. Take the buildings that they forgot. I still have claim to 2 buildings that, or one, at least one of them. Yeah, they have the blessing towers locked down with 1.4 million troops each. But we still have occupancy of, I think, 2 buildings with no troops on them. No, just 1 for now. So I'm looking at that Crystal of Honor rally, and I missed the hit, but we didn't take it. But that second rally did. Boom. Timed rallies. That is the strategy it's meant for, right? Timing those rallies can kick anyone off a building. It just takes very good teamwork. And I scouted this, saw it only had 30,000 troops on it. So I took this Pioneer camp, hit it a couple times, and I was struggling here. You're gonna see me restart my app. I'm going to dispatch, but I can't find my T9 infantry, and I'm like, what the hell? They're not there. Why aren't they there? I have all my dispatches home. I've healed up, so I restart my app. And then I finally notice, if I recall, I'm like, what the hell? Oh, they're just at the bottom. The glitch is putting them at the bottom of the list instead of at the top. So I'm just like, let's take this Pioneer camp. You know, the 2 points every 15 minutes, or what is it? 2 points every 8 minutes. No, 2 points every 2 minutes, something like that. Don't matter, but that occupancy, 15 point bonus on that. Plus, if it's a close battle, this may finish it off. So you can see he is holding against me, but I'm just going to keep healing. I got those speeds. Mickey Ella is calling out. So right now, our generals are planning rallies. They're stacking rallies. So I'm playing wild card here and just going around and bothering them. Right? Trying to take split buildings, that kind of stuff. By the end of the round, we had near the end of the round, we had 1 crystal. They had Hall of Honor, crystal, and 2 blessing towers, and that's it. But it was too little, too late. And by the end of the round, the math didn't add up. There was no way we were going to win. See, they took that crystal finally. There was no way we were going to win, so we didn't give up. We still, gave them a fight, but it was like, hey guys, don't waste resources, don't waste speeds, because there's no way we can win this at this point. The math doesn't add up. By the end, we only lost by like 300. And we did really good. We timed those rallies. We failed to take... I feel like if we had done those 3 rallies correctly, we might have been able to take the Hall of Honor, but unfortunately we weren't able to. There we go. So I'm like, I want this freaking building. Come on. And it was funny. Sometimes every now and then you get a couple players where their priorities are strange. So I take this Pioneer camp, and then I think what I do is I just recall from it. Checking those stats. There we go. Finally took it. And so I'm like, fill it up. I think... yeah, the enemy hit with 1 attack, but it didn't kick me off. So I'm just sending all my soldiers in. There we go. So I'm going to wait until we get the occupancy bonus for this. You can see we're about 250 behind, and we keep this 230, and we keep this spread pretty well. As a matter of fact, as the enemy stops healing their troops, we take on more buildings, and we close the distance a little bit. But again, it was just too little too late. Crap on a cracker. Okay. Oh, Mr. Enemy was running in his account, and someone else signed into in his account and kicked him off. And we're like, oh, well, that sucks. And thanks to Mr. Enemy for, getting on a second account and running in his account, because those rallies, we need our 4-star general leading those rallies. We really do. And Ina's working, she's doing what people do, earn a living. I don't know what my stats are in 232. I think it's just because of the heroes. Oh yeah, the heroes I was sending, that's right. My castle and my troops are set up for defending. Now I got tired of that fire. I didn't want it to drain me completely and kick me out of Field of Honor before it was over. So I'm like, okay, I got the occupancy for the Pioneer camp. What else can I do? And Mr. Enemy on Ina's account was able to come back. So I'm like, let me do some scouting here. And I'm like, just use a few speeds. We got to take more buildings. We got our high-end generals rallying buildings and making the plan. You see mid, we got it back on Ina's account. 1.3 on that Pioneer camp. Really? 1.3? Okay. So let's check this. Check this portal. I don't remember what was happening there. I was probably hitting the wrong button or something. Oh, I was checking to see if there was a recent scout of the building already, so that I didn't have to use some speeds to get there quickly. And I get tired of those notifications. Alright, reinforcements here are 980k on that portal, so not really something I can take. I accidentally scouted the Crystal of Honor. They took it back, and they're recalling troops. So I'm like, how much is on this Crystal of Honor? They still have it filled up with a 1.5. All right, so let's try the turret then. Let's see what that turret is doing. And I think I'm sharing these reports as well. I have it sped up, so I can't really tell. Yep, so they got a triple rally on the Crystal of Honor. I don't remember this rally. They're a little far spread apart, like 15 seconds and such like that. Let's check my scout report. 82k, 827,000k, whatever, 27,000. Let's try this portal. Alright, check that scout. So there was only about 150,000 troops on that. So I hit it a couple times, and I think I was able to take it. Someone saw me poured in and immediately started hitting me. So I'm like, I'm going to put all my troops on the building again. He was scouting me. There we go. Alright, so I got that portal. I'm going to fill it up. Now this one was interesting because they kept scouting this portal, expecting me to pull from it. When there's a portal and a pioneer camp on the west side that are empty right now. Just no one thought to look at them, and I think they're hoping that I did that here, that I would fill it up, hold for a minute, and then recall troops. And so that's kind of the end of it. We got about 2 minutes. I held here. I kept scouting around. They were unable to take that crystal because the rallies were about 15 seconds apart, and of course the enemy reinforced it in that window. So it's good practice. We need to work better on setting those rallies. Honestly, it'd be so much better if the same person set those rallies, right? So you could, if the same person, like on 3 different accounts on 3 different devices, can hit set rally all at the same time, would really, really stack those rallies well. So it was good practice, and we tried well. We did a great job. Our whole team was working hard at it, and that was weird. It froze. But you can see we're just not gaining the points we need. Yep, Ryu's right. Keep them busy, but and Mars sent the wrong heroes when he rallied. And he blames himself, but no, we did a great job. We really did. We lost fair and square, and we'll do better next time. It's stacking those rallies, more practice on stacking those rallies. But that's about the end of it. Nope, sorry, we got about a minute left. And I'm really hoping this I can figure out this new format, because if I can record, my screen is really high HD quality, so it's like 2960 by 1440, and when I make my videos, if I can record in that quality, then when I shrink it down and export videos in UHD, it'll still look sharp and crisp, and you can read everything. So we did take this crystal for a minute, but oh no, this is what it is. We finally took that crystal, but mid sent the wrong heroes to defend it, and they're able to take it back. Froze again. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just start a new recording every 15 minutes or so. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll learn, we'll get better, and we'll just keep on pushing. I'm the Strategic Gamer, and I hope it helps.